had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us in a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail.
How did he get started?
How did Epstein get started?
How did he get started?
You know, that's...
Where did he come from?
You'll never know, so you'll never be 100% sure of exactly what took place. The only thing I'm sure of is that he did not commit suicide.
You understand that you're a very controversial man in this country.
I'm delighted.
He comes from Coney Island, from a working class family in Coney Island. He could have been chosen earlier to be part of this as a young man.
Who would have recruited him at a young age?
So he was a college dropout.
How many years were you in college?
I believe 2.
What'd you study?
Physics.
Well, isn't it true that you were a teacher at the Dalton School in New York after college?
William Barr, the Attorney General under Donald Trump, who covered up Epstein, his dad was running Dalton shortly before Epstein got hired there.
In the end, that the truth will out, and that eventually the true story, such as it is, will be, people will know more than what they currently do.
I mean, if Jeffrey Epstein has blackmail on literally all these powerful people, I mean, it seems that they all fold immediately.
If we dig down into Epstein, we will come across the cesspool that I believe is contaminating other large parts of the government.
Was it like a kidnapping? Were these women kidnapped? Could they go home at the end of the day?
Cults. Cults keep people tethered. He was also into transhumanism.
You think that these people are cloning themselves?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, and I knew when Dolly got cloned, the sheep, there's got to be megalomaniac billionaires out there that are cloning themselves. There's just got to be.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't there reports of CIA directors staying at his New York townhome?
I don't know, you tell me what you think. I'm proud of it.
The really important issue is we have our government aiding and abetting child trafficking. That is the issue that we need to take care of, not whether or not Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Next month marks 2 years since the death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein inside a New York City jail.
I made my living from old thinking, but the future is for the way women think. No, I've always believed that women would in fact be able to take over. I'm a firm believer and supporter of Time's Up. The greatest threat to people put in solitary confinement is they try to kill themselves. Imagine that. You're only in a room for 24 hours, you start to go crazy.
The judge that they tried to assassinate. The assassination attempt on the judge, that was about a 24-hour news cycle before that was launched.
Yes.
I'd love to get that judge on here.
I think that should be very reluctant to talk. The government has got to come clean. It's got to indict these perpetrators, and it's also got to come clean why it's doing this.
I would like to answer that question. I really would. However, today, my attorneys have told me I have to assert my Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, and 14th Amendment rights under the U.S. Constitution.
If they sued J.P. Morgan and not the individuals, how was J.P. Morgan as a company involved in the Jeffrey Epstein, sex trafficking ring, rather than just the key player? Were they protecting certain people's identity by putting it into the company?
Absolutely, Jess Staley and Diamond.